But I am going to give you a different perspective to it. Okay, so we all know that the difference between humans and animals. Srila Prabhupada always emphasized on this. Prabhupada went to America and Prabhupada said that you people, Westerners, are a royal edition of animalistic life. That's what he said. Royal edition of animalistic life. You are animals, but you are leading a royal life. So that was a big statement, by the way, because all Western civilization, they think that they're pretty advanced, they're pretty technological, complicated, sophisticated people. But it was Srila Prabhupada. He was, I think he was the first saint who went to America, and he dared to speak like that. He didn't say you are animals, but he said you are leading a sophisticated animal. That's what he said. In another lecture, Srila Prabhupada said that Western civilization are intelligent fools. Because Srila Prabhupada said they have intelligence, but they are using their intelligence in a wrong way. They are using their intelligence not for constructive life, that means spiritual life, but for destructive life, for increasing materialism, and he didn't really appreciate it. So he said this, and in fact, he didn't say anything unusual, because even Aristotle, he said we are rational animals. He didn't really said we are man. He said rational animals, and that was okay pretty much to everybody. So that's the point there. Why Srila Prabhupada said that they are animals, and we are Aryans. India, land of India is called as Aryans. We are called Aryans. In Mahabharata, this word is used, Aryan. The word Aryan means gentleman. Prabhupada always said that we have given you Krishna conscious movement to make you gentleman, to make you a man of virtues and ethics and devotion. So Prabhupada, if you read Prabhupada books, Prabhupada made a big difference. Prabhupada came with this concept of that we are, present human civilization is animalistic. And Prabhupada said, I am giving you Krishna consciousness to make you humans. And not just devotees. That was not the point. Humans and then devotees. So, who is a human? That's the question. Who is a human and who is an animal? What's the difference between animal and man? So let's not use the word man, let's use the word human, because there is female also. So what's the difference between human and animal? Srila Prabhupada, if you read Prabhupada books, Prabhupada is again and again talking about this difference. Basic difference, okay, Srila Prabhupada said, what's the difference? One of the basic difference of humans and animals is that humans, they follow 4 regulative principles. This is where Prabhupada began. This is where Prabhupada began. 4 regulative principles, Prabhupada said, that's human life. And there's a logic behind it, by the way. There's a logic behind it. What are 4 regulative principles? We all know, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and no meat eating. This is where human life begins. And that is why at the time of initiation we take this vow of 4 rules and regulations, not to become devotees, by the way. This is human life. And then to become devotee, chant Hare Krishna. That was the system Prabhupada set at the time of initiation. Okay, you take 4 vows and then chant. So there's a logic behind these 4 regulative principles. It's not just random. Now you might think, okay, from where Prabhupada got these 4 regs? Somebody can say, okay, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he introduced this 4 regulative principles. He introduced these 4 regulative principles, but it was not Bhaktisiddhanta. Bhaktisiddhanta didn't introduce it randomly. Bhaktisiddhanta took this, Bhaktisiddhanta made these 4 regulative principles right from Srimad Bhagavatam. There is a logic behind it. Srimad Bhagavatam begins with the fact that today's modern society, dharma is destroyed. There is no dharma there. That's why Krishna says dharma samsthapanarthaya. So dharma is shattered. It's like some remnants of dharma are there in this age. So Bhagavatam says, see, the topic of dharma is very big. It's very difficult to understand what is dharma, what is religion, in fact, what are religious principles. It's almost impossible to understand. There are so many books written. If you want to understand dharma, you have to read Manusmriti. And then there are other Smriti Shastras. There are around 32 Smriti Shastras with us, at present. Most famous Smriti Shastra is Manusmriti, which Prabhupada quotes. And then there is Ashvalayan Smriti. And then there is, Vishwamitra Smriti, Gautam Smriti, Parashar Smriti, which is actually for Kali Yuga. So all these books, so I'm just giving you names. You have to read all these books and then you can understand what is dharma. And that too you can understand dharma if you are pure. Otherwise, even after reading all these books, you will become confused, super confused. Because Krishna says, Karmana Ghanavati. Even big saints cannot understand the workings of dharma. So, Bhagavatam says, okay, fine, just leave all this complexity. Let us make it simple. There are 4 pillars to dharma. If you follow these 4 things, then you are religious. At least, not religious, but at least you can begin to understand what is religion. So, what are the 4 principles? Bhagavatam says, Tapa, Saucham, Daya and Satya. These 4 things. Tapa, Saucham, Daya and Satya. Tapa means austerity, Saucham means cleanliness, Daya means mercy, and Satya means truth. So these 4 principles are there. Anybody in this age who follows or tries to follow these 4 principles, he is dharmic. He is religious. Of course, you have to define what are these 4 principles. That is another issue. What is tapa? What is austerity? What is mercy, daya? What is saucham, cleanliness? And what is satya, truth? We have to define it. That's another topic altogether. Because we often know a concept, but we have our own ideas of that concept. That's our whole problem in modern society. So, everybody on this planet Earth knows God, but they have a different conception about God, isn't it? So these 4 principles are there. Now, what destroys these 4 principles? That's where 4 regulative principles come in. 4 regulative principles are destroyed by 4 things in this age. Now, tapa is destroyed by what? Tapa is destroyed by what? No?
Intoxication.
Yeah, tapa is tapa is not destroyed by no intoxication. Tapa is destroyed by intoxication. So if you intoxicate, then austerities, you can't do austerities. That limb is finished by intoxication, because your mind will be bewildered. How will you control your senses? Tapa means austerity. Austerity means controlling senses, by the way. If you're intoxicated, if you're out of your control, you'll not be able to control your senses, simply. So intoxication destroys austerity, and then cleanliness is destroyed by illicit sex. Illicit sex destroys internal cleanliness. You become impure thoughts. So that's destroyed by illicit sex. Daya, mercy is destroyed by meat eating. That's obvious. You can understand. And truth. Truth is destroyed by gambling. You speculate. Now, gambling doesn't really mean you go to a casino and you gamble. Gambling also means you gamble with your thoughts. You gamble with our thoughts. Gambling means, like, I think this, I think this, I think this, therefore I'll do this. You're putting yourself at a risk. Gambling is a risk, isn't it? You put some money, okay. This $20 on number 4. And that roulette will go. And then if number 4 comes, you win. If it doesn't come, you lose. So similarly, I think it should be done like this. Okay. Apply this. And that's a risk. It will work or not work, you don't know. You might fail, you might succeed. So our whole, if we lead our lives according to our own ideas, that is gambling. And that destroys truth. Because a religious person, he will not go according to his ideas. He will go according to ideas of scriptures, which is not exactly gambling. Which is not gambling, but which is truth, which is dharma. So these 4 regulative principles destroys, these 4 things destroys 4 regulative principles. And that is why Bhaktisiddhanta introduced these 4 in at the time of initiation. And that's why we take vow. No illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling. Because Bhaktisiddhanta had this idea, let's make them humans first and not just devotees. So actually it was a very brilliant idea. Previous to Bhaktisiddhanta, at the time of initiation, nobody talked about these 4 X. And that's because people were automatically following these 4 regulative principles in our Indian society. But nobody really put it like that. So, but Bhaktisiddhanta really came up with this idea. Okay, let's at the time of initiation, let's make these people first humans by following 4 X, and then chanting Hare Krishna, make them Vaishnavas. In fact, Bhaktisiddhanta Sri Thakur said this. In fact, he also added 5th regulative principle, not just 4. He used to say no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling, and the 5th was no accumulating money. and that specifically regulative principles was for householders. That was for householders, because householders, they like to keep their money with themselves. So he said, okay, don't accumulate money. Give the portion of your salary to the mutt, Gaudiya mutt, or whatever mutt. He added 5th. And for sannyasis and brahmacharis, there was another 5th regulation that, so he said, so when they used to take initiation, there was another 5th one he added. For them, the 5th one was that lead a simple life, not a luxurious life. So he added. In fact, in our ISKCON, we might have to add another 5th regulation. No illicit sex from now. It can be added. No intoxication, no illicit sex, no eating, no gambling, no internet. We can do that. It might happen. We don't know. It might happen in the future. Even in Islam, they have this, isn't it? You don't have to. You can't listen to music. You can't. What's that? Isn't it? Music is haram there. It's haram. You can't listen to music. You can't see movies. You can't go for much entertainments. There are regulations in Islam like that.
Photography.
Huh?
No photography, no videography.
No photography, no videography. They can't do that. All these things. So that's okay. That's nice actually in one sense. Okay, fine. So that is why. Who is a human? That's what I was talking about. Who is an animal? A human is a person who follows religion, who understands religion, who follows these 4 religious principles by not breaking 4 eggs. He is called as a human. And there human life begins. Prabhupada said, human life begins with these 4 pillars of dharma. Otherwise we are not we are not even humans. What to talk about devotees? So if we are in devotion, we are chanting Hare Krishna and we are breaking these four eggs willfully. We are breaking these four eggs willfully. By habit, it can happen. If we are breaking these four eggs willfully, then we can never become devotees because we are not even humans. That's the whole point. You can't become a doctor if you are insane. If you're a madman, so you might say, okay, I'm a doctor and I practice in a hospital, but I'm little crack. So you're crazy, get lost from. So people who don't understand religion and don't follow religious principles, they are animals. Because why they are animals? Because they don't have control on themselves. That is why other scriptures like, so for example, Kamadeka Niti Shastra and other dharmic religious scriptures, they're very emphatic on this point. Human life begins with control on mind. And these four pillars of religion, or four regulated principles, they help us control our mind. That's the logic there. If you do illicit sex, if you do intoxication, meat eating, gambling, your mind will be out of your control. And Western civilization has no concept of controlling mind. In fact, they don't have even concept of mind itself. There's no concept of mind there. It's all body. It's all machine. It's all circuits, wiring. Mind, they don't accept mind. So what to talk about control of mind? But our Eastern civilization, our India, our Vedas, they say, okay, no. There's what life begins, controlling mind. So if we are chanting Hare Krishna and we are doing everything and we are not trying to control our mind, we can never become Vaishnava devotees. In fact, 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝗏 Thakur, he had a debate. In Bengal, there is a place, Baligai. And there was a big debate in Baligai. And the debate was whether we are Brahmana or whether we are Vaishnava. That was a debate. So many Brahmanas came and they said, you are Vaishnavas, but we are superior to Vaishnavas, to devotees. Because all scripture says Brahmana as the highest, isn't it? That's obvious. Scriptures keep Brahmana the highest level. So 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝗏 Thakur in that debate proved that devotees are greater than Brahmanas. Brahmana is a person who knows God. A devotee is a person who serves God, who loves Him. So he is greater. He proved that, and it was a big debate actually. It was a very crucial debate for Gaudiya Vaishnava Samaj. So he proved that. Now, so you see what kind of debates were happening in India. The debate was not whether we are devotee or human. That was not a debate. Whether we are Brahmana or whether we are Vaishnava, that was a debate. The level of our country was very high at that time. But now the debate is human or animal. So this is one thing where Prabhupada always hit. Now, another thing, if we want to really, so Srila Prabhupada said, when Prabhupada was in Bombay, these people, some people came, and they said, like all these saints, they came to Prabhupada and they said, Prabhupada, we are trying to arrange a Pandal program. And in that Pandal program, so Prabhupada said, why? So they said that thousands of people will come, lakhs of people. And the agenda of the program is world peace. And Prabhupada said, nonsense. Prabhupada said, word peace? Prabhupada said, if you pack a room with dogs, do you expect word peace? So Prabhupada said, you all are animals and you're talking about word peace. This is crazy. First you become humans and then you talk about world peace. It's nonsense. And you see what's happening. I mean, everybody is fighting with each other. Russia, Ukraine, Israel, and in China, everybody is fighting, bombs and, why is that happening? Because it's animal life. So, and exploiting earth. Srila Prabhupada, actually Prabhupada was the only Acharya who brought these themes in Bhagavatam purport. Previous to Prabhupada, nobody wrote Bhagavatam purport like that. Vishwan Thakur, Madhva Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, when they write commentaries on Bhagavatam, it was like, so they're talking about God, some philosophy, but Prabhupada's Bhagavatam purport, you see Prabhupada is talking about banking system, Prabhupada is talking about exploiting earth, Prabhupada is talking about petroleum industry, Prabhupada is talking about cow slaughter, Prabhupada is speaking about soil erosion. Why is talking about all these things? Because these are current issues. Why? Because we are not acting like humans. Like animals, we are exploiting humans, people, and we are exploiting earth. That's what we are doing. That's the whole point. Human society, human life begins with sacrifice. That's another thing which Prabhupada taught. Animals cannot sacrifice. Humans can sacrifice. This concept of sacrifice is there in humans. Humans can say no to themselves. And that is why these four regulative principles are there. This is the logic. What we are doing? No illicit sex, no. No meat eating, no. No intoxication, no. No gambling, no. We can say no to ourselves. Animals don't have this capacity to say no. This is the gift given by God to us. We can stop ourselves. There's no need of anyone else to stop us. This gift is given to us, stopping ourselves. And that gift we can use. If we use that gift of God which is given to us, society will be very nice, there will be no exploitation. But Western society is completely opposite. Just do it. So you have seen that t-shirts, there's written, just do it. You have seen in India you get t-shirts are written, just do it. Whatever you think, just do it. Don't suppress. There's no question of no. You think and you do it. That's absolutely crazy. That is animal life. Animal life is just do it. That is animal life, by the way. Just do it. Think. If you desire, if you feel like, just do it. That's your America and Canada, isn't it? If you feel like, just do it. I mean to say, that's India also now. But so society has this idea, just do it. And then on the top of that, psychologist will come, psychiatrist will come, and they will say, okay, yeah, just do it, So why you have to do what you feel? So we'll give you a scientific explanation. Because you have some ideas and there are reflexes in our mind, subconscious mind, conscious mind, and then you don't suppress your subconscious mind. Otherwise you have some disease, psychiatric problems. So okay, fine now. So that's good. There's no restraint. No restraint. No concept of restraint. In fact, our Vedic culture begins with no and not yes. We begin with no. In fact, Upanishads speak neti neti. This is not God, this is not God, this is not God. And we have forgotten this concept of saying no. Even we don't speak no to ourselves, we don't speak no to others. If you see the society, what people will say. Okay, if you ask somebody, will you do this? Yes, I'll do this. Very nice. And then in the end, he'll not do this, and then he'll make some excuses. So this people are fearful of saying no in this society. But they don't want to say no, they want to say yes and then do politics. This is what, so we have forgotten. I think, so on the top of it, all this positivism, isn't it? No negativity. There should always be positivity. Speak yes, speak good. You have to speak good, but the whole thing is, okay, you can speak yes, but to yourself you have to speak no, isn't it? So that is where human life begins. We have to start learning to say no to ourselves. We have to start practicing restraint. We have to start practicing to stop ourselves. And the more we do it, the more we'll get strength to stop ourselves. That's the whole idea. And that is why Krishna says, the more you fulfill your desires, the more desires will increase. And the more you stop your desires, the more you'll get strength to stop it. That's how it goes. Now, and that is why in Ayurveda it is said there are three things: sleeping, eating, and celibacy. You can increase it to any amount you want, and you can decrease it to any amount you want by practice. So if you want to eat more and more, you can keep on eating. There's no limit to it. If you want to sleep more and more, there's no limit to it. If you want to do illicit sex more and more, there's no limit to it. If you want to stop eating, there's no limit to it. Many yogis, they don't eat for months together. If you want to stop sleeping, there's no limit to it. Many gurus, they are in samadhi and they don't sleep. If you want to practice celibacy, there's no limit to it. You can practice whole life. It's all practice. That's where Prabhupada began. Prabhupada said, okay, in very practical terms, what is difference between human life and animal life? Humans can practice saying no. That practice can be done. Animal life, this practice cannot be done. Humans have this capacity, abhyas. And that's why Krishna says, abhyasena tu vairagyena. What's that verse? No, abhyasena tu kaunteya. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena cha grahiyate. There are two things which humans can do. Arjuna said, I can't control my mind, it's so difficult. I'm like an animal. Krishna says, okay, if you want to become humans, do these two things. Practice abhyas, vairagya, renunciation. And Krishna put it in a very, very good way. Practice what? Practice controlling your senses. Controlling senses means practicing saying no to ourselves. And vairagya. Vairagya means renunciation, leading a simple life and not a luxurious life. Minimalistic. Whatever is required, use it for sustenance. That is human life. And you see, entire Western civilization is just the opposite. Make your life comfortable, luxurious, no vairagya. And of course, abhyas, there is no practice of saying no. There is no practice. So you see the point. We talk. Why I'm talking all these things? Because we talk about Krishna consciousness. But if we talk about Krishna consciousness, we don't talk about human. We don't try to become human. Then who are we? We are devotee animals. That's what we'll become. We'll become like, we are devotees, okay, no problem, but you're animalistic devotee. That's not animalistic, but you're animal, but you have become a devotee. That's the whole point. So if you have a dog in your house, many people have dog, and if he hears kirtan, that dog, and if he dances on kirtan, that dog, small puppy, he will dance on kirtans, and he will play with you, he will attend the aarti. And if we don't follow these principles, we are like that puppy. We are also dancing in kirtans. We are also taking prasad. That puppy will eat something. We will also attend aarti. That puppy will attend. We are like puppies. We are not really, in strict sense, devotee. Royal edition of animalistic life. Krishna conscious edition of animalistic life. That is what we will become. So we have to take care, because we don't think about these things much. At the time of initiation, we take 4 regs, but we don't really think about it. Why these 4 regulated principles? What's the logic behind it? What's the foundation? What's happening? And we just take it so easily. And that's why we don't advance. We say, I can't fix my mind on holy name, I can't advance, I can't really... so many years I have been practicing Krishna conscious, but there's no change. Why there's no change? Because we are trying to study in 4th class without passing 1st class. Doesn't happen like that. First you have to pass 1st class, then 2nd, then 3rd, and then 4th. It's a gradual elevation, isn't it? So take care of this. And that's why Srila Prabhupada wanted to introduce Varnashram Dharma in ISKCON. Prabhupada said, my 50% work is left. I wanted to introduce Varnashram Dharma. Now, Varnashram Dharma is not just farming and cows. Varnashram Dharma is this. Prabhupada wanted to make us humans. Train us how to become humans. Prabhupada said, okay, I have done my work. I have told them what is devotion. I have propagated Krishna consciousness. And now they are ready to understand. They are actually open to understand. Okay, I want to change. Because if you are not a devotee, you will not be even open for understanding that I want to change. Who wants to change if you tell them? So Prabhupada said, okay, I have prepared them by giving them devotion. They are doing devotion. Their minds are open now. And now you can follow dharma and understand what it is. 4 regs are the foundation, principles. And now you can develop on that. And you can make every person a human. You can make a human society in this world by which people can live peacefully. That was Prabhupada's plan. So it was like upside down, isn't it? Prabhupada said, okay, I'll not make them humans. I first become humans and then devotees. No, Prabhupada said, okay, let's put it upside down. First make them devotees. Chant Hare Krishna. Dance in Kirtan. Take prasad. When they become devotees, they'll become little humble. And then they will say, okay, now please tell us what we have to do. And then we will tell them, okay, become humans. So it's just like policy of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu went to Jharkhand and he made animals dance. So Prabhupada went to America, Western countries, and he make animals dance. People who are like animals, who are leading animalistic life, who are not animals, but they're leading animalistic life. They can also change. Prabhupada gave them devotion, and then people took devotion. We are also like that. I mean to say, it's not they. We are all like that. We can't control our senses. We have no idea what is religion. We have some basic idea, 4 regulated principles, that's all. That too, it's in theory, we don't understand the logic behind it. And what to talk about defining austerity, tapa, daya, saucham, satya, these are very big concepts. Takes a whole lifetime to gradually understand it. And the more you understand it, the more it becomes favorable to devotion. Your mind becomes... By following religious principles, by following human life, your mind will become very peaceful. It will become conducive to serve Krishna. That's the whole point. 𝗙cie sankalpa. That's what is going to happen. So that's what is... so you see, that is one of the unique contribution of Prabhupada. Very unique. It is not that, before Prabhupada, other saints also went to America. Bon Maharaj went and they also propagated Krishna consciousness. But of course they were not successful. Why Prabhupada was successful in preaching? Because he always hit on basic foundational principles. He was not presenting Krishna consciousness some wishy-washy thing. He was not trying to do this. He presented Krishna consciousness in a very foundational way, very concrete way, based on principles. And also he had a plan to execute it. That was his genius. He didn't have just principles, he had a plan. Prabhupada always said, I have a plan to introduce Krishna consciousness. He went to America, he introduced book distribution and temples and Govinda restaurant. That was a plan. Prabhupada always said that I hatched a plot. So he was actually a true spiritual businessman. He had idea and he had execution. A businessman is like that, isn't it? And he was successful. So this is what we have to do. We must understand what Prabhupada has given us. How Prabhupada has given us his books and his Krishna conscious understanding. Then we'll be able to even appreciate Prabhupada and we'll be able to change ourselves and help others. Otherwise it will always be some wishy-washy Krishna consciousness. You see, it will become like a normal Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma, modern Sanatan Dharma, what they are presenting, will become like that. Okay, they are devotees of Shiva, they are devotees of Hanuman, we are devotees of Krishna, there's a temple, there's a kirtan, prasad, but that doesn't work. Prabhupada has given us much more than that, what it appears. And that's why I discussed this, human and animal. Why I discussed this topic? To make you understand that Prabhupada is talking on basic essence of Krishna consciousness, which nobody has presented. It might seem very simple to us. Human, animal, we all know. But that's not simple. It's not simple. You have to go in depth and understand why these acharyas are talking like that. This is the most relevant point in this modern age. There's no other more relevant point in this modern age than this. So that's how it goes. So I'll stop here. We have some other issues, other work. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any 2-3 questions and then I want to end up there.
Thank you very much, Prabhupada. Okay, we have it. Richa, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I had 2 doubts. Like you say that every time you say that you have to attain Mangala Aarti.
Ready? hai? Yeah. What's that? What did I say? Mangalarti?
Yeah, every time you say that we have to attain Mangala Aarti, it is very compulsory.
Yeah.
We cannot miss it by at any cost. But what about those people who are doing night shifts and they come early in the morning from office? So how can they attend?
Okay, when you come from early morning, then you do a Mangalarti and then sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more question. Like while doing chanting, we do every day we do chanting in beads, I mean in the bead bag. Why can't we do it openly?
No, I can't understand.
I mean जब हम चैंट करते हैं तो हम हमेशा बीड बैग के अंदर बीड्स रख के चैंट करते हैं. हम में मतलब ऐसे बीड्स ओपन करके क्यों नहीं चैंट कर सकते?
Because if you chant on the beads without bead bag, then it is said in scriptures, the benefit of your chanting will be taken away by hosts and demigods.
Okay.
So we chant in bead bag. Now, having said this, it's devotees are not concerned with benefit, isn't it? They are concerned with serving gods. So this rule applies on people who are chanting for some benefit. But we are not chanting for benefit, isn't it? So it doesn't matter for us whether we chant in bead bag or without bead bag. But chanting in bead bag for us is very practical. Otherwise beads will hang and those beads will get dirty, they'll touch somewhere. So that is why for practical concern we use bead bag. Otherwise there is no need.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.